What's up, everybody? This is I'm going to be doing some highlights of my FLC win that I got about a month ago. I'm not going to do every round because I don't think all of the matches are interesting, so I'm only going to focus on the matches that I find to be interesting. This specific one that I have here is versus Icarus89, Chaos Turbo player. This is round 2 of the tournament. I won the first round. Let's just get right into the match. He wins rock, paper, scissors. He starts off with Thunder Dragon, which is not nice when you see duo in your open. Sets a monster and a back row. Okay, so I'm going to try to be unbiased with this mind control. Seeing the stats, I can see it's Sangan already. So no dash shoot. So how do I want to play the turn? Well, obviously you have to consider whether you want to use mind control, whether you want to use duo, whether you want to summon Breaker or set Spy. Yeah, there's actually a lot going on here. I definitely don't want to summon Breaker into a turn 1 set like this. This is not the hand for it anyway. It's generally just going to be a chainable, like Jar of Greed, Ring. It's occasionally MST. Let me think. If I go set Spy with Jar of Greed, and let's say he flips Spy or something like that, and then uses Knock, am I in a position to come back from that situation? I wouldn't be in terrible shape to come back. I do have Breaker to destroy a Spy, Mind Control to take the next set monster that comes after, and Jar agreed to find more cards. Yeah, I'm definitely rambling too much here. Just gonna have to decide on a play. There's too many variables here. I think I'm gonna go with duo, just because I want to first see what I discard, because it'll give me potentially information on whether I should use mind control or not. And obviously trying to hit a knock is always good. This hits Night Assailant and Faith, so that's a terrible start. Now, when I see Faith, it makes me want to hold mind control for the Faith, potentially in the future when he finds a spell in the graveyard. So I'm very likely not going to use this mind control now. I'm just going to go for Jar with Spy. Pass. Yeah. Also, I managed to use a duo and not hit a Thunder Dragon, so I know 3 of his cards at this point. Let's see what he does. He just goes for a set monster. I draw into another Spy, which is not great. So when he doesn't flip the first monster, it's going to be Sangan pretty often. Is Serpent possible? Serpent is not possible because I think he would have set this Night Assailant instead of Serpent. So I think this is Sangan or potentially a Spy that he doesn't flip because he doesn't want to ram it into my Spy. But in general, people do flip their Spy and just attack. But just keep that as a possibility. And then the new set, what do I think this is? Well, I don't think it's Magician of Faith, because he doesn't have a spell. And I would like to save this mind control for the Faith. So other things it could be are Spy, which I really don't want to mind control a spy when I already have 2 ways to find my 3rd spy. And the other option is the Koichi, which would be good, but it's unlikely. So I lean toward holding this mind control again on this turn. So then the question becomes, how do I want to play with these spies and this Jar of Greed? And I don't think I want to just flip and start attacking everything. I think that would be a mistake. I would like to see myself play defensive in some way here. The question, I can't really use Jar of Greed and keep the spy set, so it's kind of a weird spot. Like, I would be probably cool with just setting the spy and just ending turn. Yeah, that's probably what I would do. Let's see what I actually did in game. Okay, so I do this, and I think this is a mistake. Looks like I'm just attacking everything, which is exactly what I don't want to be doing here. Yeah, it looks like I just wanted to get the Jar of Greed out of the way. And now I'm attacking into a Sangan, which finds Reaper. Yeah, this worked out terribly. In main phase 2, I think I make a mistake here, if I remember right. I would like to set this spy. Do I set a bluff with it as well? This play just put me in a very vulnerable position, I think, now. I'm gonna have to set the spy and probably just end turn. It's kind of tempting to set one bluff because his Reaper play, if he has a way to just answer the set monster, he can just go for it. So he has Chaos Sorcerer, and yeah, he's just gonna... I think the play I was actually thinking about was setting Night Assailant. That's what it was. Setting Night Assailant in case he makes this push with the Reaper. At least Night Assailant would be able to stop it no matter what, unless he answered with like knock. This way I kind of just get destroyed. I hope he hits Night Assailant, but he hits Snatch, which is a good card. I draw into Upstart, use the Upstart, find BLS, which is not live. So now I have to think about, what's his hand here? It's Thunder Dragon, Faith, and one unknown. Is Breaker good here? Let's see, if I go Breaker, he rings. I then have to mind control the Sorcerer, probably. I think what I end up doing is a really weird play where I go set Night Assailant, set mind control. Because I kind of just expect him to attack, and then I would like destroy the Reaper, and then mind control the Chaos Sorcerer next turn. I don't know how good this is though. Yeah, I don't know. I do something weird, and it doesn't really pay off. Because he had bluff Heavy Storm. One thing you'll notice is this guy loves to set Heavy Storm, which is not a common play at all. On turn 1, in Turbo Mirrors. So this could be the Faith, but There's only a heavy storm in grave. I just have to summon Breaker at this point. Which now goes into ring. I have Mirror Force, but he has heavy on from his Faith, so this is pretty dead. It was just a couple of slightly bad decisions that put me in this situation. And I just lose here. So let's go to game 2. Okay, draw a pretty good hand. I start with Thunder Dragon, set Dekoichi, set Dust Shoot. Question is, do you set Regeki Break along with that with the Heavy Storm in hand? Probably not. I'm going to be able to get the information off Dust Shoot, so I'll be able to play perfectly after. There's nothing I really want to Regeki Break. Like, I don't even want to end phase Regeki Break a Dust Shoot, because I don't care about Dust Shoot here. So, no reason to set the break, just set Dust Shoot. Which is what I do. So I see his hand, which is pretty strong when your opponent Dust Shoots, considering he has 4 draw cards. I have to just send away the Serpent. Pretty obvious. I don't think that takes any explanation. He uses Upstart, another Upstart. He sets 2 Jar of Greeds. I draw another Dust Shoot. I'm just going to go for Flip to Koichi draw. Obviously not going to use the Storm. Do I have a spell yet? Nope. So I just attack here, and then what? Attack, set, Dust Shoot, pass. Could try something weird like set Heavy Storm as well, but I don't really see any merits to that. Is there some kind of set Faith weird play here? I don't think so. I think it's just set Dust Shoot, hit for 14. Looks like I go for the Regeki Break here. Not sure why. Yeah, I don't think this was necessary, but okay. So the plan is not to activate Dust Shoot right away, because I know he has 2 Jar of Greeds. Obviously, he could play around it. I think even setting the second back row makes it a lot more likely that I do have another Dust Shoot, so he can like start playing around it. Whereas if I had 1, he might not. So he uses 1 Jar of Greed. I think I get a little greedy here and hold Dust Shoot, which I think is fine. He sets 1 back row, I think, and then say okay. He sets a monster, I think, and say okay. He Jar of Greeds. And I just Dust Shoot at this point? Okay. And find Night Assailant, Tribe, BLS. What to do here? Well, if his set monster is something like Magician of Faith, Deco, and I like attack it over, he does get a flip in his grave for his Charity. I think I just want to avoid Night Assailant, the Charity, getting value off the Charity. For now, I do have answers to BLS and will draw more. I think I just go for Knight Assailant. Yep. So BLS Charity Tribe. It's a good hand. So when I find Faith, another Faith, I mean, I'm pretty tempted to just go for the one mind control here, and then even if it's not anything, I still get to set the Faith at least. So I have a spell. I think that's just the play. There's not much else. I mind control, Unfortunate Reaper. I just hit for 14 again. And set a Faith, pass. He goes for defense mode. Reaper still holds the Charity. I draw into Spy. Attack the set monster, or do I want to use Faith? Oh, I don't know here. If I flip Faith, mind control the monster, it's Spy. I probably just have to. Yeah, I do have to. Ooh, I'm not using the mind control. Am I potentially saving this mind control to destroy the Reaper? I think that's actually what I'm doing, yeah. Because I don't want to waste Regeki Break on Reaper. I'm cool with this. Going for set Spy, and I don't think I use mind control. So he goes, he just destroys Faith. I draw into Chaos Sorcerer, which is not live. However, I could make it live by tributing a Spy. So yeah, after a bit of thinking here, I realize I just have game, because I go for Heavy Storm, Chain Regeki Break to destroy the defense mode Spy. I think I actually go for flip first, in case his back row is Regeki Break. So he won't be able to just target my Spy. So let's do that first. Yep. He allows this. Just go for the heavy. If he solemns heavy, he loses, right? If he solemns my Regeki Break, does he also lose? Yes, he does. So there's like no difference in the order here. Minecon, Tribute, Sork, and if you count this up, it's 400, 1800, 3000, 5300. He's at 52. Okay, game 3. Starts with Thunder Dragon and set monster in the back row. My hand's not very good. I think my only option is to just go Zambira attack. Yeah. Hit Serpent. Gonna have to just set Ring here. He goes for set monster with the back row. So let's think here. When he sets another back row, well, let's first think about the set serpent turn 1 with the back row. When would you want to set serpent in a turbo deck, assuming you have nothing else to set? I mean, assuming you probably do have something else to set. When would you value serpent? It's when you have torrential. So obviously if I summon Sook or I summon Breaker and his set monster is Serpent, I just get completely destroyed. So I really don't want to play into that. I would rather make a play that is guaranteed to leave my board in a decent position. Now, what is that play exactly? I think it's just attacking again and then setting Serpent probably. Once I attack again and see Serpent again, it kind of gives you the idea that there is probably a torrential. And yeah, I just set Serpent. Maybe he'll go for like a summon Serp TT play. And he won't be able to go plus off that. He goes for Breaker. That's fine. He's gonna swing and I will just ring. Sets a back row. And dust shoots me. Now, this is going to be an important dust shoot. He sends away Breaker. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if there's anything you can get off of this decision to send Breaker. Basically, the way I was feeling about this was, if you have torrential set, you'll want me to summon Breaker into torrential, right? So you would probably send away Sook or Magician of Faith. Now, I feel like he's sending away Breaker to make me think he doesn't have torrential, but he still does have torrential. Basically, he's like reverse mind gaming, but I just didn't fall for it. And yep, obviously I could just go Sook, swing for 11, get the Zombire back to 21. But I'm just going on this read that he's got torrential. So I'm going to set Jar Greed and end turn. Okay, he's going for Chaos now, which banishes the Zombira. So more things are coming into effect now. He knows my hand is Snatch, Sook, Faith. Right? Goes for a set monster. So I'm still thinking that the set monster at this point is going to be the Serpent, because he probably still has torrential. He just wanted to kind of develop his board a little bit and just get a little plus, while still having torrential for any possible Snatch Tsukiyomi plays. So how do I want to play this turn now? Well, I'm definitely going to start with Jar Greed before I do anything. Which finds Upstart, use that. Which finds Dust Shoot. Dust Shoot is a decent card. Now, I'm definitely not going to mind control the set monster, even though we could see that mind controlling the set monster would be really good here. I'm still thinking it's going to be a serpent, most likely. So let's see. What are my options? I think the play... There's a lot of options here, for sure. I believe I just snatch. Because I want to save... He knows about snatch, so it's not going to get huge value at any other point. So I want to just burn it right now. He doesn't know about this mind control, so I want to... I would rather use a card that he knows. So I want to use Snatch and just banish the Sorcerer, which gets rid of the Dark. But let's just use Snatch first and see if it resolves before coming up with another play. He thinks, allows it. Now, let's think about my decision if I want to attack. What happens if I attack? If I attack, it just hits... Remember, I expect this monster to be Serpent a lot, pretty much always. So I attack into Serpent, and then I'll just have to end. He gains 1,000. I'll be able to Dust Shoot, but remember, I can't summon Sook, because then I get Tarantulled. And I also can't really set Faith. I mean, maybe I could, but it gives him some Serpent Torrential plays. Though I could Dust Shoot the Serpent, but if he has, like, I don't know, a breaker in addition to it, I just feel like it's too risky to leave this Sork on board. So I'm just going to get rid of it right now. And I expect the set to be Serpent. So I'm just going to go for Dust Shoot and Faith. If he goes Flip, Serpent, use TT, I'm cool with that. It'll just hit my Serpent. Yeah, I'm definitely cool with that. Definitely not going to wait on Dust Shoot. Just going to use it. Let's see what he has. So I see the Serpent is in hand, so now I know the set monster is something else. Obviously there's only one decision here, it's the BLS, it's way too good. Okay, so he's left on 2 Thunder Dragons, Serpent, Ring. He goes for Knight, which destroys Faith, and sets the Serpent. At this point, he knows what my set monster is. I think I draw Regeki Break. So my play here should just be flip the Serpent, summon the Sook, set the Serpent, and just go for 900. Since he knows I have Sook, I'm not giving away information by doing this. And I do just have to set the Regeki Break, I believe. Okay, so he goes for Tribute Thunder Dragon. Just swings into the Serp. Passes. These back rows have already been checked for Dust Shoot a while ago, so I'm not worried about taking back my Serpent. Now, let's see. I remember the hand. The Ring remained in hand. So he has Ring, Thunder Dragon, 1 unknown card. I do believe I just need to summon the tribe and take back over the board. Force him to answer. Am I going for priority here into Torrential? That's what I'm thinking about here. Looks like I do, which I agree with. And he finally flips the Torrential, which, so basically I just played perfectly. I probably lose this game for sure if I at any point play into that. So he takes Serpent, plays a set Heavy Storm again. Again, he set that turn 1 into anything, potential breakers. The guy is a madman. I do not recommend making that play in Turbo Mirrors. Just because Turbo, you're not going to get it with a good Pro Storm ever. So he goes for Dust Shoot here. Am I going to fall into this bait Serpent? Hold on, does he have Light Dark? He does have Light Dark, so I'm definitely never mind controlling here because first of all, it's very likely to be Serpent, and second, if I burn mind control, I have no answer to Chaos, so that's definitely not being used. So what's the other option? I could summon Serpent Attack. However, that's way too risky because BLS hits me for 57 and Chaos Sorcerer banishes, so the only play is to set Serpent. Is Breaker gone? Breaker's gone. Heavy is gone. I could potentially play around Duo by setting Mind Control, but I don't like the idea of him knowing I have a set Mind Control and the exact positioning of the Mind Control. So I'm just going to risk the top deck Duo. I think for a while... Ooh, this is a mistake. I don't like this. Again, this is like the... It's very possible I could be biased here, because I can see the stats, and you know, in game you don't see these numbers, so you're thinking about the possibilities. What if this is something? I do think that's a mistake though, and I just go for set Serpent pass. He tributes for Thunder Dragon. I draw Heavy, which does nothing. Set Serpent. Do you set Storm with the Serpent? I believe so. It could be a drawn Torrential, it could be a drawn Mirror Force. He doesn't have Breaker or Heavy remaining. And I don't want him to 100% just summon Serpent and hit me for 16. So I want to make him think about it. While at the same time, I guess 2 Dust Shoots are gone, but if he has a 3rd Dust Shoot, this play does play around it. So he still goes for the set Serpent. I mean the summon Serpent. And I'm just going to take 16. He sets a back row, and now I draw Torrential, which is actually pretty nice. I'm just going to have to burn the Heavy Storm right now. Right, I knew this one was Ring. He goes for Ring on his Serpent, and loses Dust Shoot. So, if I didn't set that Heavy Storm, I would have gotten Dust Shooted on my Serpent and probably lost the game. So that's a few spots where I would have lost the game. Yeah, just go for set Serpent with TT here. Am I going to use Torrential on a Serpent summon? That's a question. I don't believe so. Looks like he's not going for it. He's just going to attack. Sets a monster. I draw Breaker. Now, I have to think for a bit on this. His ring is gone. Obviously, there are still all the Regeki breaks. Yeah, I think I just have to go Breaker. It puts me in such a good position if I'm able to just attack over the Thunder Dragon and pop the back row. And as it turns out, it's going to be a bluff mind control, so just huge punish. Do I know... What do I know? I know Serpent, and the other two are unknowns. Okay. Though when he sets a mind control, there's a chance that he has another mind control or a knock. So keep that in mind. He goes for Flip Spy, and then goes for Attack Mode Spy, which is very interesting. He's telling me he can answer my Breaker in some way. If he has Snatch, this is only 4,000 damage, so I don't actually have to use Torrential right this moment. I can wait. So I allow this. And now he summons Serpent. Now, if he has Snatch, I just lose the game, right? So I have to Torrential here, and if his card is just Chaos, I won't lose the game right away. I'll just take 2,300 or 3,000. And he does have Chaos, so he'll swing for 23. However, I still remember the game. I do believe I still put him on in-hand Snatch. Just because summoning Serpent doesn't make any sense if your plan was to go Chaos Sorcerer, right? Because that would be 1,200 plus 1,200 plus 300. Why would you try to add 300 to that? There's not really a reason. And he sets the card, which I think is a mistake on his part. Let me see my grave. I guess my Breaker and Storm are gone, and he at least plays around a duo on his Snatch. This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. I draw Mirror Force. My play is just going to be Serpent. Mirror Force, pass. He could go for game here with Serpent summon. He does not. I could go for the Mirror Force right here. Just take this off the board. Or I could just wait. And I do decide to just wait. Again, there can't be any top deck Breaker. Heavy Storm's already gone. So this, from my point of view, this looks pretty safe to just let it go. He sets another back row. I draw into Thunder Dragon. All his 3 Dust Sheets are gone, so I don't have to worry about... Well, I still did it this way, but whatever. Now, the back row, I'm definitely worried about the Regeki breaks that are remaining in his deck. If I were to set Serpent, it would allow him to Regeki break my back row, and then he gets to just summon Serpent, attack, and then hit for 2300. He knows I have Serpent, so that would be a good game shot for him. So that's why I decided to go for the set Tsukuyomi here, just to not die. Though it's a bad position if he does have Regeki break on my back row. So he's going to go for Regeki break, and he's going to hit the set monster, which makes no sense to me. It punishes me for setting Suk over the Serp, but from his point of view, he knows I have Suk and Serp as my monsters. So why would you not just go after my back row? But okay. He's going to swing and find Mirror Force. By the way, that was the one benefit to using Mirror Force last turn. It doesn't allow him to potentially draw a Regeki break on that turn and then use it on my back row. Let's see here. Well, I don't really have options. I just have to set Spy and turn. Trying to defend my life. He goes for Upstart. Takes Mind Control with Spy, and at this point I think I have just lost the game. However, he does not find any spies in his deck. So, let's see, he has one spy there, one spy in grave. So it looks like he either doesn't play 3 or sided out the 3rd. He may just play the Reaper over the 3rd spy. He summons Suk to put the Faith back face down and just hit for 11. So this is still not a great position for me. However, his spells aren't amazing. They're pretty weak, actually. I do need to just hit the Faith here, so he can't just keep Suk looping. And he's going to take Mind Control, which is interesting. Because I know his hand is Suk Serp, right? I feel like he should be taking Upstart to find something, but let's see, what's he scared of? Yeah, I'm not seeing what he's scared of, really. Even if I were to have top decked the Faith or something, my spells aren't very good. Anyway, moving on. I'm just going to set Jar, Greed, and Serpent. Oh. Let me think about this. Why did I make this play? I must have a reason for this. Oh, I just remember the reason. I forgot right now while doing the replay, but in game I did not forget that I put this back row on exactly Snatch Steal. Remember that? I hard red Snatch, and the reason he got Mind Control off the Faith is because he was planning to Mind Control my Serpent and then go Snatch, Suk my Spy, and hit me for 2300. I forgot while doing the replay right now, but in game I did not forget this. I would have lost. So that's why I tribute set, playing around the set snatch deal, which I read a long time ago. So that's like 3 or 4 like pretty crazy plays that if I don't make any of, like even one of them, I just lose the game. He goes for a set monster. I'm just gonna have to use Jar of Greed, which finds Chaos Sorcerer, which is a good card. However, since my read is still gonna be set Snatch, I can't really use the Chaos Sorcerer right now. So what's my play then? Can I flip Thunder Dragon, attack? I could, but then I risk potentially losing to some combinations with Snatch. Snatch Sook plays. I wouldn't exactly lose, but I could if he draws a little something. So I think the safest play here is just to set Sangan and end turn. And I do still die here if he draws Chaos, right? Because he'll go... Yeah, I believe I would die. Instead he finds Duo, which hits my Serpent. I discard the Thunder Dragon. He goes for Minecon on my fresh set, which is Sangan. Flip Serpent to put my Thunder Dragon face up, just so he could snatch it and then Tsukiyomi it. Sets a back row, ends turn. Now, keep in mind what just happened here. Let me try to think of the last turn. Is it possible that he held Duo on the last turn? I'm trying to think. Basically, I believe he just drew Duo right there. It might not be the case, actually, because I did have known Serpent in hand. So I can't automatically rule this back row out as a bluff. So what can I do? I believe there is a safe play here. There is definitely a safe play. There's a play that goes for game, but is still safe around Mirror Force. Let me take my Serpent back first. The play is going to be pretty simple, actually. It's just going to be summon BLS. I think for a long time. It's going to be summon BLS in attack mode. Pass priority. He allows this. So Sangan over Serpent is 700, and then BLS over this known Thunder Dragon. So that's a total of 3,700. If he does have Mirror Force, I know his hand is Tsukiyomi. This Sangan can find me my Magician of Faith. So I'll go main phase 2 Sorcerer his Serpent and set the Magician of Faith along with it. So that's still going to be a very strong position. So basically I'm getting a free roll to OTK here and still be fine in the case of Mirror Force. Yeah, I just do it this way instead. It's 20, yeah, it's the same thing. No difference at all. Alright, so that's this match. This was round 2, the FLC. Yeah, things were never really looking great in this game 3. but I kind of just made plays, made a hard read on snatch that really won me the game. He possibly made a few errors, but it is what it is. We're moving on, and I'll be back with another video at some point. Thanks for watching.